So I was taking care of a bunch of stuff, oh my words. But hold on, Goizo medical history character, exclusive Miku perks. I swear I'm still trying to keep track of my win record of this game, but it's gotten a little fuzzy because sometimes after recording, I forget to do so because things come up and, well, right now, obviously still busy, but this video will be different too because it won't have an end screen again, but I'm trying to get back into the groove of things after, basically the past weekend as of this recording. So, we'll see if I get back on track, I guess, is the most important thing, because I was just, you know, a game came out recently, and I was, it's another top-down roguelike, but it, well, let's just say other people have covered it a lot better than I could ever do. I mean, I could still play it and record it, and that would be just fine, but if for nothing else, it's for experience, for my own knowledge, and I'll leave things at that. So yeah. Meanwhile, oh, I didn't pick up a weapon. Oh, I completely forgot. Hey, 4 days without playing World of War will do this to me. I can still at least run, so I'll do that. But I will remember to pick up bricks as I go into the vending machine. I was thinking about doing things for World of War as well, but I think, again, I decided against it because I already have a lot of my workload, especially after because, you know, most of what I do when I'm working happens, basically, if I were working in a different capacity, it would be a lot of meetings. In this case, it's a lot of planning, so I'm planning things over for myself, not just for development, but also for writing, and then I put things into action. I usually like to make sure, oh my goodness, if I can get a brick here, I usually like to make sure everything is at least sound design-wise before I make any actual progress at work, which, you know, can be a limiting factor, but for me it's mostly worked out because without any planning, it turns into a spaghetti mess, and I don't want that. So meanwhile, yeah, so I've been looking at other games, if for nothing else, for research, but again, I've been having fun with it, but as I am pressed for time and work, which is why I've been editing a lot less for my videos, if at all, then yeah, I need to make sure that my time is being spent most efficiently and effectively, because this is definitely, I mean, I'm still putting in work in, but as of right now, I at least have to be consistent. I think that's something important that I have to do, if at minimum for myself, but yeah. So we'll heal Reason here. I think I'm just gonna go to Scissors immediately. Yeah, go into Scissors immediately and hope this works out well. Because last time I tried this, it didn't work out well. But we'll find out. Because we will be on Timeline A. So Cup and Triangle. Again, I will remember these in a weird way, but it usually works out. So when it works out, it works out, and if it doesn't, it doesn't, and I get really sad. But I don't think I've ever missed sigils, the Scissors sigils. So hopefully I'll remember, because it has been a while since I did Timeline A Scissors. So still get people coming in the community asking where Pantstaz is. Me still patiently waiting because there's a bunch of other stuff I could do. So I'm not going to rush Pantstaz in that regard. I think I'll just take the minus all damage. I do need to keep some of my damage for the Scissor Lady in Timeline A so I don't die. But yeah, I will still patiently wait. It's not like I'm in any rush to you know, to make content for World of War. So technically I think I would have at least 2 to 3 months, 3-4 months, yeah, based on the way that based on how fast I'm doing the quick play and chill. Again, I need a more chill, a slower series to do for World of War, or just in general. If I were to only put one video out a day, quick play and chill would be the series that I could do. I forgot to take out the bat. That's my fault. But I should still be able to get out. I think even with throwing this mask, because, yeah, it's not going to do as much for me. So, yeah, we do that and get our 1 turn. I could have picked up the scissors. I mean, Miku's not bad with the scissors, but since my Doom's going to keep increasing with how much I'm using the bricks, yeah, I think I'm just going to take ending A. On top of Adrenaline, which will definitely help me out. Sailor's Hell Coma. Go to Household Hell. Let's see, Goizo Medical History. So yeah, I do want to 1-tap encounters if possible. If it's not possible, I mean, I'll take what I can get, but I think at this point, we'll find out. Let me take the bat out and equip it. It's not the best one, but I should... my scaling should work out? No, maybe not. We'll find out. I just went into encounter, so I have to think now. Yeah, so I mean, I've gone through a lot of, oh goodness, I've gone through a lot of thinking in the meanwhile, because my earlier years, if I were to articulate my words correctly, there've been a lot of mistakes I've made. I will not, in this regard, I will not shy away from saying, I think I've said it before, but I failed people in the past, and it didn't feel good. So back in even back when I was in school, whether that's high school or college, you know, I wasn't much of a team person. I'm still not now. If someone, you know, if I have to cooperate with someone to any degree, it's hard depending on what I'm doing. You know, if it's something out of my element, and in this particular case, you know, I think one time I was on a programming project with a couple of people, and yeah, those didn't go well more than a few times. So it's, and the one time that I, you know, the few times that I did projects on my own, I did okay, but you know, teachers and professors didn't let me do that because they wanted to promote, I guess, team growth, you know, the ability to work together as a team, because I mean that's what you do in the real world for a lot of jobs. But for me, it wasn't a very effective strategy, because if I had to, you know, working with people, at least in terms of programming or projects of an educational sort, for some reason I just didn't do too well in. But if you put me together, you know, if I had to make, you know, a video with someone, or if I had to get into a Discord call with someone and, you know, work out things behind the scenes, if I had to, even just in gaming, if I were to game with people and use Discord in that regard as well, I could do it. It's something that I'm in my element for, not as much, you know, things that I may be less accustomed to, or less learned in, or less experienced in. But in those regards, the times I could make it work, it was because I had better communication on my part. But the times it didn't work, is when I could not communicate well for various reasons. Sometimes people didn't respond, so I know that's less my fault. But other times it was, you know, and sometimes I had a lot of work to do, and so things completely skipped my mind. I'm not the best multitasker, as you've seen from me commentating and doing gameplay at the same time. But do I want to take this encounter? I think I can take this encounter. Yeah, I should be able to do this, right? Because this will be 8 damage per. I mean, I do have Adrenaline. It's been helping me out, so yeah. And sometimes it's just I don't know. I feel like it's not. I just didn't mesh well with the people I was with, because in my earlier days, for some reason I wasn't as bad as taking a leader position, but if I had to work under someone, it was a bit harder. I don't know if that means like I'm selfish, if we're to take it in the negative term, but I don't know. Teamwork in that regard, it would not do well for me. If on the other hand, when I think about it, I do well under people who are good leaders, I guess I should say. Because everyone has their own problems in life and their own strengths and weaknesses. If I'm under someone who can guide me well, I do at least okay. Sometimes I do very well, as I take my Sudo. I'm on Goizo though. Nah, we're gonna grind for bricks. I think I have to grind for bricks here. But if I'm under people who, who don't know how to give directions well, or who can't follow directions well themselves, it doesn't matter what kind of project we're doing. If it's, if we're doing math, if we're doing research, if we're going out for a walk and trying to take in surroundings. I think there's like an art project like that I had to do. Then it doesn't go as well, down to either not exactly failing projects, but doing worse than as expected. I am from an Asian background, so that stereotype does apply. I needed to get A's, and B's were okay. My parents, guardians, and whatnot were not that strict, but doing well did me a lot better in my personal life. But still, teamwork. If I were to be put in a team and I had to do, a good job in certain conditions, I couldn't. So, again, I don't know if that's... Sometimes it was me. Like I said, I had problems, especially for some specific period of time where I lost someone who... so I was kind of destroyed in that notion, although I hold myself to a standard where I should still be able to pull through, especially now. Especially in current times, the current me realizes that if things happen, I need to keep moving forward, otherwise I won't be able to live at all. So, but yeah, as a general notion, usually teamwork, it has to be very specific conditions. In okay conditions, it can go well, and I think I've improved myself in that regard with the few times I have teamed up with someone or some people in the past, or as of recent. But yeah, in my earlier years, it wasn't great. So I should be able to one turn maybe? Please hit this. Otherwise I have to throw the brick. Okay, good. There's something important that I'm forgetting about, and I don't know why I'm forgetting about it, but if I were to move forward, just like moving forward in life, but I don't know, I feel like a lot of work that I can put in is... I mean, teaming up, I'm not saying teaming up is not the best option. It's just that most of the time, if I'm left to my own devices, things tend to work out better usually. So, and these are very specific things like work or maybe even creating content. But again, that's more in recent days. I've been better at that. So. I guess more in the educational department, if I were to work with people. I guess it's because it's not... Even as if people... oh my goodness, I don't remember a lot of things. Let's rest once. Yeah, but even in in an educational environment, I didn't do well in a team. But if it has to do with something, I'm passionate about, like game development or writing, I can usually team up with people a lot better. In fact, yeah, again, recent projects and things that I've done have worked out well, in small groups, not in large groups, in practical use, but in smaller groups or with a partner, I now do better with teamwork, but it's still not my preferred, flavor of tea, but I will do it. Especially if it's absolutely necessary. So usually, I don't know. It would still depend. I can't give a blanket statement because then it can be used against me. So anyway, we survived in the meanwhile. So Miku all on her own, and I can't make myself look any prettier. So I'll take this, and that will be the end of the video. Thank you for watching.